Hey everyone, and welcome. So today we're going to dive into a really fascinating idea, and that's the connection between something as analytical as critical thinking and something as personal as our own happiness. I know, it might sound like a pretty odd pair, right? But as you're about to see, one can be an incredibly powerful tool for the other. So let's just jump right in with a big question. What if the secret to a happier, more fulfilled life wasn't about adding more things, but actually about asking more? What if the key is just a simple set of questions to help you think more clearly? I absolutely love this analogy. Instead of looking at critical thinking as something negative or overly critical, let's reframe it as mental hygiene. It's like a cleansing process for your mind. It's all about clearing out that mental clutter, the anxieties, the uncertainties, that feeling of overload, so you can free up your energy for what actually matters to you. So, what does this toolkit actually look like? Well, it's brilliantly simple. It's built around 6 basic questions that we all use every day: who, what, where, when, why, and how. Each one of these is a specific tool designed to bring a different kind of clarity. So, let's break them down one by one. All right, first up is who. This question is all about gaining perspective. It's specifically designed to pull our focus outward, to get us to look beyond our own immediate world. So here's how it works. When we start asking, hey, who actually benefits from this? Or who might be negatively affected? Or even just who else is involved here? We start to build empathy. We shift our focus from just me to we, and we start seeing ourselves as part of a much larger picture. And this is where it all clicks. Happiness isn't just a solo mission. Real, sustainable happiness actually grows when we see the whole system, when we consider everyone involved. By asking who, we're not just being analytical, we're actually training ourselves in social responsibility, which is the very foundation of well-being for everyone. Okay, let's move on to our next tool. Next up, we have what. Now, if who was all about perspective, what is all about getting crystal clear on a situation? Think of this one as your personal reality check tool, asking things like, what are the real strengths here? What are the weaknesses? Or even, what's the absolute worst case scenario? It forces us to look at a situation from all sides. It helps us see the full picture, not just the one our emotions might be painting for us. And this right here is the direct line to our own well-being. I mean, think about it. So much of our anxiety comes from not knowing, from that feeling of uncertainty. When we use the what question to get clear, to really see the alternatives and limitations, we naturally dial down that anxiety. We stop making impulsive choices and start making informed ones. And that feeling of being in control, that's a huge part of being happy. Next up, we've got a really powerful pair: where and when. These two questions work together to really ground us in the real world and help us find a pace that actually works. So where is all about the evidence. It asks, where can I actually see this in reality? Where's the proof? It anchors us in what's tangible and present. When, on the other hand, is all about timing and flow. It asks, is now really the best time to act? What's the right rhythm for this? And the benefit of asking where? Oh, it's huge. When we stop getting lost in all the what-ifs and instead ground ourselves in the here and now, our well-being just naturally increases. We feel rooted, not, adrift in a sea of worry. And the insight we get from when is just as critical, maybe even more so today. We're often told that happiness is about achieving things fast. But the truth is, trying to force things, acting out of sync with the natural timing, that just drains our energy. Real happiness, it requires rhythm, not just pure speed. All right, let's look at our final pair of tools: why and how. Why is what connects our actions to our deeper purpose, and how gives us a practical, safe way to move forward. So you've got why, which is really a question for your heart. It asks, why is this truly important to me? It gets to the core of your values. Then you have how, which is the question for your logical mind. It asks, how do I know this is true? How can I do this safely? It's all about having a solid method. And wow, this is so fundamental, isn't it? A huge piece of our happiness comes from feeling like our life has meaning. When we consistently ask ourselves why, we start to line up our actions with what we truly believe in. We avoid that empty feeling of just going through the motions. Now, the cool thing about how is that its benefit is almost physical. Uncertainty literally triggers our body's internal alarm system. It pumps out the stress hormone cortisol. But by asking how, we create a logical path forward. We verify things. And that process literally calms our nervous system and turns down that internal alarm, giving us a real sense of security. Okay, so let's zoom out and put all these pieces together. What have we really learned here? Well, critical thinking isn't about being negative or tearing things down. It's a constructive way to manage your most precious resource, your mental and emotional energy. This whole six-question framework is designed to reduce your feeling of being overwhelmed. It lowers your stress by giving you a clear method to work through complexity. And maybe most importantly, it gives you back a sense of control and choice. And that is a cornerstone of psychological well-being. And that's really the bottom line here, isn't it? This whole process, this mental hygiene, it isn't the end goal itself. The goal is to free up your energy. When you aren't wasting it on confusion or anxiety or on actions that don't mean anything to you, you have so much more fuel for the things that actually build a happy life: connection, purpose, and joy. And that brings us right to the end. This isn't just some abstract theory. It's a practical, simple toolkit you can start using right now. So the only thing left to think about is, which of these questions will you ask first? Thanks so much for joining me.